Welcome to Navy Paints, and in this video I'll be showing you how to paint a Crimson Fist Primaris Space Marine. Let's crack in. I've given the model a undercoat of Chaos Black from Citadel, and then gone over with two thin coats of Kantor Blue, also from Citadel. Once the blue is completely dry, I've gone over to Abaddon Black from Citadel, and this is for the gun and all the joints in between his armour. With the Abaddon Black down, now it's time to swap over to silver, and this is done with Leadbelcher from Citadel. This is for the vents on his backpack, his bolter, any little accessories around the model, and the aquila on his chest. For the pistol holster, I've gone with XV88 from Citadel. Now my XV88 was a little bit dried, so I've mixed it with a lot of water. So I've had to go with 4 thin coats, but if you've got a brand new pot, you should only require 2 thin coats. It's a very good colour. To paint the hand, I've gone with Mephiston Red from Citadel. I've mixed it with a tiny bit of water, and this may require 2 thin coats. I got away with 1 myself. I'm only painting the left hand due to him being just a line trooper. If he was a veteran, I would have painted both hands. I've given the model a light dry brush with Caledor Sky from Citadel. Now the results in the end are very subtle, so if you wish to skip this part, by all means go ahead. It really won't change the outcome of the model. Now to lay down the first oil colour, and this is Ultramarine from Gogh. This is mixed with some White Spirit from Windsor and Newton. The consistency I'm looking for here is that of a contrast paint from Citadel. Once you're happy with the consistency of the paint, apply it to all the blue of the armour. Don't worry if you get over the other colours, as we can come back with a White Spirit and remove the blue off those. Once I was happy with the coverage of the Ultramarine, I've hit it with a hairdryer to help dry out the White Spirit faster. The second oil colour I've gone for is Ivory Black from Gogh. This is mixed with a lot less White Spirit than the previous colour, so the consistency of this paint is a lot thicker, and with the Ivory Black I've gone over the entire model. Now with both the oil paints down, I've gone back in with a brush. This is pure white spirits. This is just dabbing at the model to reactivate both the oil colours. Be careful while you're doing this, you don't want to remove any acrylic paint, so be gentle. Once you finish doing that, now it's time to remove the paint with a Q-tip. You'll need a few Q-tips here, as once they get dirty you'll have to keep changing them over and over, otherwise you're going to just keep moving the paint back and forward over the model. With white spirit on the Q-tip, I'm just rolling it back and forward until I remove the paint I'm happy with in a certain area, then just move on to another area. I've let that dry fully, and then I've sealed it with Mr. Super Clean Matte Varnish. The next oil step is a 50-50 mix of Azo Yellow Deep and Burnt Umber, both from Van Gogh, and these are mixed with a little bit of white spirit. The consistency I'm looking for is the same consistency as a standard acrylic paint. Now with this mix, I'm just dabbing it onto parts of the model where I think grease and grime might collect over time. Once I got that done, now I've come in with a brush again. This is with a little white spirit on it, not too much, most of it I wipe off. I'm just working my way around the model with the brush, slowly removing the oil paint off the model until I was happy, and then moving on to the next area. Once you're happy with the amount of oil paint you've removed, you want to leave that to fully dry. With a sponge and some Kantor Blue, I'm slowly dabbing it around the model, aiming for the edges, and this is to represent any random chipping of the model. Don't go too heavy here because you don't want big massive chips, and try not to pull it across the model because you don't want big streaks. Just take your time and slowly dab it around the model until you're happy with the result. Now to give the chips a bit of depth, I'm using Caledor Sky from Citadel, and I'm slowly just painting the underside of each chip. You don't have to paint them all, but the bigger ones I did. Also on some of the sharp edges, I'll put a little bit of Caledor Sky just to represent some small chips there. The hand's painted the same way as the armour. This is with Khorne Red and Mephiston Red. To help represent the wear and tear of the gun holster, I've gone back to XV88 from Citadel, and I've just used this straight from the pot to put a couple of edge highlights and a few scratches on the gun holster. Once I've finished painting the gun holster, I've given the model another coat of the matte varnish to help protect the scratches. To make the scratches look more natural, I've gone back to the 50-50 mix of Azo Yellow and Burnt Umber from Van Gogh. And this is again just placing it like we did earlier. You can go with less or more this time, it's up to you. Now with the Q-tip and a little white spirits, I'm just going to go over the model with a dabbing and scratching motion just to remove some of the paint. Again, it's up to you how much you want to remove. Now to give the armour more of a dusty and natural effect, I've used Russian Earth from Mig mixed with a little bit of white spirit, and with the paintbrush I just dab and paint that onto the model. Less is more here, as you want to let it dry to see what it looks like. If you do go a bit heavy, it's okay, we can always brush off the pigment later. Now using a dry paintbrush, I'm just wiping it over the model, taking off the excess pigment. So you can do this as many times as you like, going back and forward with the pigment and the brush until you're happy with how much pigment is settled on the model. To paint the eyes, I use Corax White from Citadel. This is straight from the pot. give the eyes the glowing effect, I've gone with Tesseract Glow from Citadel and just applied this straight from the pot over the white. To seal the pigment, I've given the model a really light coat of the matte varnish. And here he is ready for battle. Thanks for watching Navy Paints. If there's anything you'd like to see in a future video, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Catch ya!